All right, so keep joining, guys. We're gonna start. Once I see there is people joining who wanna discuss very important topics. Okay, so please put something in the comment, guys. Whoever is whoever sees me and hears me, please say something in the comment section so I see that we can start discussion. So please write something in the comment section. Just need a feedback from you. Okay, so say something. Say something. All right, guys, today we're gonna speak English, so let's see. I can answer your questions that you write in Russian, but it's gonna be in English. So make sure that I can I can I can read and translate, but make sure that you ask your questions in English, because otherwise you will not be able to understand if you don't know what I'm saying. So the question from Anzor is that uh, he wants to know how he can expedite EB5 petition through mandamus action. And mandamus action is a tool, is an instrument where you can file a complaint in the federal court in the States in case that the government does not do something that the government has to do under the law. So basically, you can file a petition in the federal court asking the court to order the US government to do what needs to be done. So this is in short. And yes, of course, this can be done. I think largely that would depend where you are filing your case, because different federal courts are looking differently at the same set of facts. So, but more importantly here is to understand that the timing is at issue. I can see that you filed your EB5 petition in 2019. That means that it has been pending about 4 years, maybe a little bit less. I think the mandamus action for EB5 is 4 to 5 years of wait. I think 5 is more is better. So I would advise that you either wait for another year and then file the petition with the federal court, and that would be more effective. However, if you still want to do it now, I would file it in California or Washington State. I think those federal courts are more prone to grant your request. So this what has to do with the mandamus action for EB5. Okay, guys, whoever is present now, make sure that you ask me questions, because I'm gonna talk, and you know when I'm talk, you won't be able to stop me. All right, so I have things to share with you. We have a topic, but I do think that the most effective and valuable way, if you ask me questions, and make sure you try your best to ask it in English. If we have the Russian subscribers, whoever watches us right now, I will be translating those questions in English. So make sure that if you cannot formulate your question in English but in another language, I will be translating it, but I want to see the English question. So today's stream is in English, and I want to see your questions in English. So please go ahead. There is no silly, there is no bad questions, there is no stupid questions. I can guarantee you that. If there is something that bothers you, you want to know more about particular visa, maybe about criteria, maybe about the current cases that we have in the company, anything. Okay, anything. We're gonna spend about maybe 30 minutes more because this is the first experience with the English-speaking channel. But I want to see your involvement, guys, because the more involvement you have, the better value for you and for me. Okay, so while you guys are formulating the questions, and I want to see that, let's start talking about the best programs, the best visas as of 2023 to either come and work in the States or to immigrate. And of course, we're going to be talking about EB visas, employment-based visas, and we will be talking about the work visas that grant you the right to be in the States and and be here for a certain amount of time, but then you have to go back. What kind of visas are those? L1, E2, O1. So these three visas are the ones that I specialize at, and we have a very high approval rate for those visas. In case that you want to get a green card, then we are talking about EB1, EB2, EB2 national interest waiver, maybe EB3. Of course, EB5 is important if you have the budget. And budget for EB5 starts with $800,000. And of course, it doesn't fit everybody. So we'll be touching this visa, but this is not the priority. And if you guys ask me, Stanislav, what is the best visa for a businessman? Okay, for those who are doing business, and if you want to get a green card, and my best answer would be it depends, right? It depends because, of course, each visa has its own criteria, each visa has its own important considerations, but if we talk about those visas in abstract, meaning that it's not attached to a particular set of facts, I would say that EB1A and EB2 national interest waiver are the best visas right now for the businessman. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons why I'm talking about it, but I'm basing my conclusions on the current approvals that we have in the company. And I should tell you guys that if your business has something to do with technology, with engineering, with innovation, with helping startups, with finance, we can use those facts to mix your business with STEM. And every time you guys hear STEM, you have to get excited because the petitions for STEM, be it O1, be it EB1A, be it EB2 national interest waiver, in my company we have 100% approval rate for the petitions that we file under the STEM category. And yes, the business petitions can be under the STEM category. When? I already told you, the technology, engineering, innovation, helping startups to grow, managing the assets, doing analytics for the businesses, it also falls within the STEM category. So the best client for me and the best candidate for immigration for USCIS is someone who wants to do business in a STEM category, okay? Of course, not everybody falls within this, but that's the best chances that you have. Also, guys, don't forget that the timing of filing your EB petitions, and EB means employment-based, and that means that you will get a green card. Stanislav, I got the approval for EB1A when I get the green card. You already got it, right? You already got your approval for the green card. Yes, you may spend some time with the embassy waiting for your immigration interview, or you may spend some time waiting in the United States of America adjusting your status. But basically, approval for any visa category that has the abbreviature EB, employment-based, means that you got approval for the green card. So basically, it's the same. Of course, there is a visa bulletin, okay, where with the priority dates, where right now EB2 category has about 3 months wait. Okay, so the priority date for EB2 is December 2022. However, it changes every month, and the 3 months wait is negligible because that's going to go really fast. So basically, the approval for one of those categories means that you got a green card. What are the approvals that we have for EB2 national interest waiver and in the category of EB1A to show the examples with what kind of achievements or what kind of projects can be good for these two programs. Okay, let me give you two examples, one for EB1A and one for EB2 national interest waiver that we got the recent approvals. One of them is the e-commerce businessman who got approval for EB1A about 3 weeks ago. So that person, we had, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 criteria satisfied. And criteria number 1 is the critical role in a company with the reputation. And this particular client worked in companies like Netflix, Danone, and similar. So he was in those companies helping them to grow. So he was kind of development director, the director for development of the company. So this is the critical role. Second, this client had the highest salary than similar people in the industry. So his salary was maybe 2 to 3 times more. And again, we look at the country level, okay? Very important to understand, guys. I don't want to call the exact numbers of the salary because we analyze it looking at your salary in your country. So if you're from Pakistan, if you're from Japan, if you're from Vietnam, if you're from South America, if you're from Cameroon, and the names of those countries is not out of the blue. That's the recent clients that we're getting from those countries. So I'm just listing them. We're gonna look how much you're making a year in your industry, in your profession, in your country, and compare it to the similarly located professionals. Okay? Very important to understand. We're not comparing it to the United States of America. We're not comparing it in a country overall, but within your industry, within your country, even within your geographical location. Because if you're from, let's say, South Africa, Johannesburg is the capital, of course, the salaries there are going to be different than same professionals in the second city in this country. I don't remember the name. So very important to understand that. So in this particular case, we had a critical role and leading role, the salary. Also, we had good press about the client, about 3 or 4 articles where the journalist wrote something about the client. That's 3. Number 4, his own expert publications. So he published his own articles in the large press and professional press. He had about 3 to 4 articles. Also, he was invited to be an expert in some event, some business event in Russia. He was from Russia, and he had one jury selection, and he had one award in business event in Russia. So that's already six criteria. We describe it really well, and his continuation for his talent, his e-commerce talent, was to continue developing his business in America. So why I want to give you the exact criteria that we implemented for this particular case, so you could apply it to you, right? See if you worked in companies with good reputation. See if you have larger salaries. See if you participated in events that provide awards for excellence, right? See if you were invited as an expert to the jury selection, okay? See if there is a press about you. So see what you have, see what you don't have, and you can compare what needs to be done in order for you to get a green card in the EB1A category. Okay, before I go to the second example, let's see if you guys have any question on what I'm already talking about. And please make sure that you write those questions, guys, because I'm a believer that the best value for you and the best time for me when you ask me questions. Okay, because if you ask me questions, that means there is something important you want to discuss. Okay, Manuel, hi. Is it true that the status adjustment are paused by now? Manuel, I think I've seen this question on a channel. I don't know if it was you who asked me question before, but I hear this from time to time, and this is not true. This is not true, because first of all, you cannot just ask this question disattached from the program, because if you have an adjustment of status case, meaning that you already in the States and you have an immigrant petition approved, okay? So 2 things need to happen for us to adjust the status for you. You gotta be in the States, and you have to have your immigration petition approved, or you're gonna file your petition, and the status by bulletin is current. So if we are talking about EB1A, you can adjust at any time because the current priority date is current. Okay, today's priority date is current, so there is no problem. If we're talking about EB2 national interest waiver or just EB2, we need to look which country you are from. But regardless of that, we have the 3-month pause between the approval of EB2 petition and the time when you can file adjustment of status. And I already mentioned that a little bit a few minutes before. So EB3, same thing. We need to look at the bulletin. EB4, same thing. EB5, same thing. So, okay, it was not you, but if you could tell me which category you're looking at, I will be able to tell you if you have to wait to adjust your status. Definitely EB1A, there is no queue. There is no wait time. So EB1A is good. EB2, EB3, there is a little wait, about 3 months. EB2, 3 for unskilled employees, there is more than 2 years wait. Okay, So EB3 is 2 years wait if it's in unskilled category. So very easy to check the visa bulletin. Let me drop you the link so you could always access, and they renew it every month. So whatever they tell you right now, there may be a wait, there may be no wait. You have to double check with the travel.state.gov website, okay? And you need to see at the most recent bulletin, okay? And I'm gonna drop you the link so you guys could go ahead and check your everything that's happening. And actually, no, I'm looking at the February one right now, and I see that the second category, as I said, is December 2022. So there is some wait. Okay, there is some wait. Same as to the EB4 religious visas. So here's the link. You guys can check the bulletin and see if your country is included. Very important. Okay, Manuel, another question. I know EB2 national interest waiver ends with the green card. Does the regular EB2 does the same? Of course, guys, let me teach you something. And you can, if you remember this simple thing, you will be much better with understanding which visas are for immigration purpose, which are for working. So, if your visa starts with EB, meaning employment-based, there are 5 categories: EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5. That means that after approval of this petition, you have approval for the green card. Okay? So we're clear on that. Anything else, L1, O1, P1, F1, B1, U1, T1, whatever it is, which does not start with EB, means that it's non-immigrant, means that you will not get your green card no matter what. Okay? Yes, you can refile for another case, but it has to be in an EB category. All right? So once you get approval for your EB category, in most of the cases, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, it's a 10-year green card. All right? We're clear on that. So 10-year green card, and all 10-year green cards work the same way. Okay? Doesn't matter if you got it in EB1, in EB2, in EB3, in EB4, maybe you're a priest. By the way, we're gonna start doing the EB4 visas and R1s that are for the churches, for the temples, for the mosques, whatever it is. So spread the word, guys. If you go to the church or whatever religion you're going to, spread the word. We're gonna bring the priests here in the States. Okay, so that's the difference between EB and everything else. So if you're looking at whatever other visa, O1, L1, E2, that doesn't start with EB, make sure you understand it's a temporary visa. Okay? It's a temporary visa. The only visa that has a different duration for the green card is EB5. And I don't know if Anzor is still here. Anzor, once you get approval for I-526, it's going to be a conditional 2-year green card. In 2 years, you will have to file another form to qualify for a 10-year green card. But EB5 is the only exception among the 5 categories. Everybody else get a 10-year green card immediately. Okay, guys, let's switch to, and again, I want the questions from you. So whatever question you have, I will be very happy to see. While you're thinking about the questions, let's switch to the second example for EB2 national interest waiver for the businessman. And this case I'm really proud of. We just got an approval about a week ago. So what happened? The client is from Russia. Okay, you guys know I speak Russian. And I have a lot of clients from Russian-speaking countries, but we do have a lot of clients from all over the world. More than 50 countries, okay? More than 50 countries. So this client is from Russia, He has education in business administration, some business-related degree. He has more than 10 years of doing his own business, and he has a patent where he invented some type of chemical. Let's put it this way. They call it a glue. The glue, it's the bottom line, it's some chemical that is used in agriculture. And this chemical has a tracking record that if it's used for this particular crop, it increases the yield by 30%. Okay, you got it, right? Very important. So he is involved in selling this chemical to the farmers, and those farmers that use it have 30% more of the yield. The yield is how much crop you get. Okay, so his endeavor, his future project in the States was basically bringing this chemical here and working with American farmers so they could use this chemical and get more yield for themselves and for everybody else. If we get more yield, and especially by 30%, that's a lot. That's a lot. Even 5% is a lot. 30% is a lot. We can make a logical conclusion that if farmers get more yield from the crop, that means that we'll have more food. If we have more food, that means it's going to be cheaper for the end consumer. Okay? And that's definitely in the national interest of the United States of America. So basically, this is a businessman who is bringing some good idea here in the States that is in the national interest of the United States government, because we have more food and cheaper food as opposed to before. So this case got an approval for EB2 national interest waiver because we have an advanced degree. We have the project that showed success in the past. We also had a business plan for this project in the States, and we have the technology, the chemical that's implemented. So yes, this is a business, but we also have STEM input in this business, and this is very important. This is very that improves the chances of the case being approved. Let me give you another example, guys, because you're gonna tell me, Stanislav, okay, you're gonna start talking about engineers, IT people. Okay, these people bring the batteries, the ecological impact. Give us something more to the ground. Give us something more that anybody can do. Okay, and all right, if you have this question, let me give you an example of the project that we are working on right now. But I give you 95% that we're gonna get this case approved. Okay, so listen up. Listen up. The client from Dominican Republic, okay, he was doing his business in Dominican Republic. His education is also like in finance and economy, so I qualify him as an advanced degree for EB2 national interest waiver. He opened up a studio in New York. An idea for his business was very simple. He created some type of very simplistic mechanism, some wheels that are turning, some swinging mechanisms, nothing crazy, right? Anybody can, even I can do this, okay? And his idea is to have the balloons with paint, okay? You get it, the balloons. They put the air in it, they put the paint. They put those balloons somewhere in the studio. The small kids come. They have the needles or some kind of needle that they pop the balloon. The paint spills on those mechanisms, and those mechanisms they spin or they swing or whatever, and there is a canvas. There's a canvas, okay? The canvas is the empty picture. There's nothing, the white canvas. So all this paint gets on this canvas in different patterns, spills, with whatever, with the swings. So at the end, the kid who came to this studio and popped a few balloons, different colors, he gets the picture, like as if he's a painter, as if he's an artist, okay? As if he's an artist. A beautiful abstraction. So that idea just worked, and they had to hire like 5 people in this small studio to meet the demand, because the parents loved it, the kids loved it. They even had the local TV to come and shoot a show about this studio, which increased their exposure, and more people came, and they're like, wow, this thing works, okay, this idea works. And guys, they spent maybe $5,000, okay, the rent of the studio, a couple of balloons, some paint, some mechanisms, which has no engineering needed, right? Everybody can do those wheels, those swings, whatever that is, okay? So that worked, and they started looking for similar studio in LA, here in Miami, and they started looking for investment. So that's when they came to me, and they started telling me this all these facts about the business, and I was like, wow, this is EB2 national interest waiver, okay? Anyone from you guys can tell me why this is EB2 national interest waiver? Anyone can tell me why I think this project will be approved? Any ideas? Just drop me your ideas why you think this project is good. And let me start talking about this, okay? So how I analyze this particular idea. I have a client who has a business degree, okay? He has been a businessman for his whole life in Dominican Republic, and now they already have a working idea that employs 5 people. Very important, okay? 5 people. They already starting opening up another studio like this in Los Angeles, which is going to employ another 5 people. And they're looking for the same in Miami, and they want to do the franchising, okay? So each location, 5 people, 5 by 3, we already have 15 people potentially working in this project. This fact itself, and Manuel, great. You got it. You actually got it, Manuel. Yes. So the employment, this is one. We fighting unemployment with a number of employees in the business. Very, very important concept. If you bring me the idea for EB2 national waiver and you say, Stanislav, I'm going to employ 20 people, I'm going to employ 15 people, I'm going to employ maybe 10 people, I will be considering this project for EB2 national interest waiver if you show me how you will achieve this goal. Do you have the budget? Do you have the business plan? Do you have already a working project, as in this case? Maybe something small that can be scaled, that can be grown. All right, very important. So in this case, we actually have 2 national interests. One is the business, economy, finance. We employ people, we create economical impact in different cities, and we're going to franchise. The more franchising we have, the more employment we create, the better for the economy. All right. So, and they started very small with a $5,000 investment, very small, okay? Everybody can afford it who's in business. But it's not the end of story. The second national interest, and Manuel actually got it. He put entertainment and arts. Entertainment was also important. We want to make sure we want the bread in entertainment, or the English expression is I think is bread and circus. Right, that's from the Bible, but I think more important is the cultural component of it. Just think of it, guys. Think of it for a second. You bring your kid to the studio, okay? Let's say you're in New York. You bring your kid in this studio. Your kid goes, pops these balloons. It spills the paint all over the canvas. He takes or she takes that canvas, that picture. She looks at it, bam, and she loves it. She loves it so much that, first of all, she understands that she doesn't have to do something special to create art. let me repeat this. She doesn't have to do anything special to create art. Okay, that's number one. And number two, that picture, that canvas can maybe make her think about art and culture, and maybe she will grow up as a great artist. Maybe she will start going to school, maybe she'll start just drawing her pictures, maybe she does something else art and culture related. So out of these hundreds and thousands of kids who will go and pop those balloons, maybe we'll have 5, maybe 10 who will become great artists in the future. I know this is an argument, I know this is not guarantee, but we create those opportunities for those kids to become artists in the future. So this is the second national interest. Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you see how you can look at your idea from different angles? From a cultural standpoint, from the art standpoint, from a business standpoint, from the financial standpoint. So do try to expand your thinking about your project instead of going actually very narrow. Very narrowly, we can go with EB1A, with proving your talent, right? That's where narrowness is good. When we talk about national interest, try to expand your thinking, all right? That's what I want to say. Okay, let's see the questions. Gabriela, could you please explain what does exactly to be in the US national interest means when it comes to EB2 national interest waiver program? Gabriela, great question. We can actually talk just about this for the whole hour, okay? For the whole hour. But if to make it short and nice, to give you in a nutshell. So, one of two. Of course, it's larger than that, but the bottom line of any national interest waiver project, either we solve a problem, an existing problem in the industry, or we create something that has never been in existence. So that's like a very, very basic level. Like if I break down the whole program for you guys, it gets down to two things, okay? Once again, either you resolve a problem here in the States or globally, or you create something that has never been in existence. Okay, let's show the examples. Let's talk about examples. A problem. We have electric batteries. Tesla, whatever it is, electric batteries, they made from lithium, okay? So when we dispose those batteries, when we recycle them, they are very, very bad for the environment. Bad for the environment, okay? Everybody knows it. Recycling electric batteries, bad for the environment, okay? And two, very expensive. And because it's very expensive, a lot of companies just don't recycle them but throw them away, and they affect the environment. So if we have an engineer or a business person with the technology who's going to say, hey, I have this patent, I have this technology, I have this new method or new approach, I know how to make the batteries that don't need to be recycled, because they don't affect the environment. All right, so you see where I'm coming from. Of course, his solution is solution to the existing problem, and that is in the national interest of the states and globally, because that's the environment, that's anything that has to do with the technology and whatever that is. That's one example. Example for the creating something new. I have a client for EB2 national interest waiver who wants to bring the industry of knives to the States. All right, knives. You go in the morning in the kitchen, you take a knife and you cut the bread or you cut the banana. So why I'm talking about it in a format of EB2 national interest waiver? Because no knives or almost no knives are made in the USA. Most of the knives are from China, from Vietnam, from Indonesia, from Brazil, from Japan, from Korea. So this production is not here. So this guy, he's bringing the production of knives back to the USA. So it's made in the USA. Of course, huge budget needed because you need to bring the equipment, you need to hire the people, you need to train them. So it's the whole 9 yards. But it's possible with the proper business plan, with the proper resources. So he doesn't resolve any problem, but you may make an argument that here it's also financial interest because there would be a lot of people working, employees, right? But it's also important that he creates the new industry that does not exist here or exist in on a very small level. He wants to make a big industry. So that's the second example. I mean, there is more, but that's for you to understand. Okay, let's go. Channel the Princess. Hi, I'm a real estate agent in Canada. My question is will I be able to get my real estate license in Florida with E2 visa? My goal is to get my E2 visa with a start-up property management company. Yes, the princess. Let's call you the princess. Definitely, with E2 visa, you will have your social security number. You'll have everything that you need to actually get your real estate license. My question would be here is to how you gonna explain that in your petition, because the lack of the license that the business maybe have to rely on means that your business is not yet ready to start. All right, so I think there are ways how we can fix that. Maybe we use a little bit different wording how we describe this business, but there is a difficulty here. So you need to be very careful describing your project, not to make it look as if there is no license, there is no business. Because if there is a contingency on that, there could be denial based on that. Okay, Brian. Hi, for an E2 visa, can the visa be put in a pure LLC that owns another company in Florida? Can the visa be put in a pure LLC that owns another company in Florida? I don't think so. If I understand you correctly, so there is a company in Florida and there is an LLC that owns that Florida company, and you are a member of that LLC. So can E2 visa be for LLC that is a member of the larger corporate structure? Let me know if I got it right, Brian. Let me know. Just say yes or no, because it's important. So if that's the case, my answer would be probably no, because we need to show that you will be probably no. It would depend how we structure that. It would depend how we structure that business, because we need to show that. No, you know what? Strike that. We won't be able to prove it because we will need to file the petition for the larger structure. And the fact that you own the LLC in this larger structure is going to show the full control of the larger structure, and you have to be also an employee in a larger structure. Okay, so for the LLC, no, but for the larger structure, yes. Yes. So Brian, I got you right. So yeah, for LLC, no, but let's say LLC owns another LLC or LLC owns another corporation. So in this case, we would be able to file E2 for the larger structure, not for the smaller, because it would not be LLC that does operation, that has operational structure. That would be the larger structure. Okay, other questions I have would be, I live in Belgium but have a Dutch passport. Which country do I go to the consulate to? Belgium or the Netherlands? Brian, that wouldn't matter. That would matter. My first choice would be Belgium, because you live in that country. And don't forget that E2 visa is a non-immigrant visa, meaning that you have to prove to the immigration officer that you have attachment to your country, to where you live. Okay, to where you live. So because you live in Belgium and you have your life in Belgium, that will be easier to prove that Belgium, you have attachment to this country. So I would go to Belgium. My second choice, Netherlands. But I'll tell you right now, Brian, for our clients in Europe, in European Union, the American government is very, very loyal to you guys. All right. So whoever is from European Union who wants to get O1, E2, L1, other visas, you guys have style points, I call it, okay? You have the style points that the US government is going to use to be more loyal to you. So in your case, that actually would not really matter where you go. You get approval, most likely you'll get approval in either of them. Okay, Princess, what if I pass some courses in property management before applying? Yeah, Princess, I think it's not about, maybe I didn't explain it properly. It's not about if you have that license or not. Of course, it's better if you do. But for example, if you don't, what I was trying to say that we would just need to be careful with the wording of what the business is and your involvement, because we can say, hey, we don't have to have the license because we're going to hire a person with a license and use his or her license, or we're going to use this broker's license. Look, I have already the memorandum of understanding. We have some contract or agreement that I'll be using that person's license while I'm getting the license. Okay, so my point was, if that's the case, we need to find the best way how to file your case. That was my idea. Okay, all right, guys. I think it was really good for the first time. I think we got some things going. Let me know if you want to have more streams like that on my English speaking channel, because I like them. Okay, I like to talk to you. I like to see your questions. So I need to make sure that you like them too. So let me know right now in the comment section if you guys liked it, if you want to have more streams like that, if you are excited about this or you don't. Because if you don't like this, if it doesn't work for you, I'm not gonna waste my time. If you have some value, of course, I will be putting more effort and time to make sure we have more streams like that. So please let me know. Let me know on Instagram. Let me know here on YouTube. Let me know in the comment section, so I know, and you know, and I want this to make sense. So all right. So I already see some positive feedback. Don't be shy to show me some love in the streams, in the comment section, in my videos, because it's important to me to see the feedback. If you guys like it, if you want to improve something, you have some suggestions, I am always open. All right, so thank you guys for being here. We're gonna do probably more of this, especially if I see that it has the value. And make sure, if you did not yet fill out the, if you didn't get your free evaluation, guys, you can get a free evaluation of your case by filling out the questionnaire for you, okay? And that would be your first step to immigrate to the States or get your work visa. This is very important. The links to get those free evaluations, they always under the YouTube videos, so you can use them there. And I will ask the moderator also drop the links to EB2 National Interest Waiver, to talent visas, and for business visas. Please drop the links in the comment section, so whoever is watching us right now, you guys can fill out those questionnaires and get the free analysis, free evaluation of your case within 48 hours. Let me see. Maybe we don't have the moderator. So let me drop those. Let me drop those links. So I'm gonna drop you the business link. Okay, here we go. This is for business. Okay, so the moderator is going to drop the rest of the links. So I dropped you the one for business visas, L1, E2, maybe EB1C, and the rest of the links are coming. So stay tuned, and thank you guys very much for your time. I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.